This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Okay, welcome to this week's edition of our Journeys, Chronicles of Our Asian Century. And we're very happy to have a first-time guest po natin dito sa ating discussion. Our discussion today features Mr. Bobby Tuazon. He is the Director for Policy Studies of the Center for People Empowerment and Governance, CenPEG, which is very well known now in the country after a long, hard climb towards recognition as a real center for policy formulations to empower the people and for effective and democratic governance. Kamusta, Bobby? We use English here because we are reaching the Asian and international audience, although my Tagalog still comes out. Bobby, you are a
Thank
student.
You. Good morning for having me.
Yeah, you are a student of political science and a master's in mass communication. But over and above that, you have engaged in environmental issues, political issues,
human rights,
and so on. And you have suffered incarceration for your advocacies in the past decades.
During the Marcos
time,
martial law,
martial law time.
Yes.
And today we're going to discuss your article that came out in the Inquirer. This is in our third segment.
Mm-hmm.
Our first segment is about people and places of Filipinos who are abroad and places in particularly in China in this case and other Asian cities where Filipinos work and have their careers. And today, thanks to the Center or China Radio International, which has a feature on Bong Antibola. Bong is a director of the South China market with the Yingke Vensco. This is a huge investment company in China based in Xiamen. And we're going to listen to the story of Bong Antibola. Can we roll that video from China Radio International with Bong Antibola?
Magandang buhay. Ako po si Bong Antibola, Foreign Investment Director sa China ng Inca Vensco. 10 taon na po ako dito naninirahan sa Xiamen. At masasabi kong I love Xiamen talaga. So, hilig po ako sa photography, sa paggawa ng mga videos, at kung ano pa. Maganda po dito sa Xiamen. So, inaanyayahan ko po kayong pumunta dito sa aming paradise. Ito yung aking paraiso, Xiamen. Last year po, gumawa ko ng We Love Xiamen video. Competition po ito. Ang prize is a BMW car. So, na-excite naman akong gumawa ng video. So, we took footages of Bulagyu and Xiamen at gumawa po ako ng 100-second video about Xiamen. Pwede niyo pong mapanood dito sa Youku at saka sa YouTube. So, in one day, I think, nagkaroon kami ng 1,200 views. So, medyo marami na yan para sa aking standards. At with that video, marami na rin opportunities na nabigay sa akin na gumawa ng mga maliliit na videos para sa mga companies, para sa mga kaibigan. naman sa akin kasi dito ko natagpuan yung kasayahan ko, yung kaligayahan ko, yung fulfillment ng aking mga pangarap na kung paano ako nakarating mula sa pagiging personal assistant, sa pagiging art director, naging creative director, sa pag-design ng mga tableware, at saka naging creative director din ako for a metal company, at ngayon nandito na ako sa Inca Vensco. Inca Vensco is the largest law firm in Asia Pacific. So meron kaming 36 offices sa buong China and 30 offices sa labas ng China. Mga kababayan, iimbitahan po kayong pumunta sa Xiamen. Ito po yung maliit na isla lang, pero dito mo makikita ang kagandahan ng mga tao dito, yung expats community, maraming mga activities, maraming parties, at kung ano-ano pa. So, malapit lang, 2 hours away from Manila. Nandito na kayo sa Xiamen.
Salamat ulit kay Mr. or Miss Jade Sian of CRI and si Michelle Ramos, Filipina, also working in the China Radio International offices in Beijing.
Yes.
And so we've featured so many in the past episodes natin of Filipinos working in China. One is a masseur who set up a spa in Beijing. Ano?
Yeah.
But we try to have these regular features to show that we Filipinos have so many opportunities, so much opportunities in China. Have you been to Xiamen?
I think yes.
You've
I've been
you told me you've
there
been to
probably
Beijing, no?
twice. Yes.
Xiamen twice.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What other parts of China have you been to?
I've been to Guangzhou, mostly to universities in China.
Yeah, because of your
Conferences,
academic,
yes.
conferences.
Invited as a speaker or resource person.
And I asked you to count how many times. You could not remember how many times anymore.
Yeah.
What are your
I've been
impressions in these many times that you've been going to China back and forth, and impressions about China and about the relationship of the Philippines and China and the perspective of Filipinos about China?
I was most impressed about the focus on education in China. Especially in the sciences, in mathematics, in technology, and research. So those have been the priorities of a China that has a growing economy, a booming economy, and a global economy.
Yeah, so how's the comparison? You're also in the academe in the Philippines and in China. What is your reaction about?
Well, what I am also impressed most is the focus that is given by the Chinese government on development programs and development policies. They have a very strong leadership and a very strong state, and those are the I think the basic requirements that a country needs to be able to push forward its economy and to promote its national interests.
What about the Philippines? What's your...
The Philippines, on the other hand, has yet to really strengthen its state. I think most Filipinos agree that what we have is, well, not to sound pessimistic or too negative about it, that we really need to strengthen the country's political leadership and to make sure that all the political institutions and agencies are working and functioning to be able to provide not only the leadership but the resources and the focus needed to make our country grow.
Okay, you
So,
will have...
but we have a very complex problems,
Yeah.
peace process and so on.
We'll have more of Professor Bobby Tuazon's views in our second and third segment, particularly the third segment where we have the Philippines-China focus. Now, you're in a Masscom Masters also, or Masters in Masscom, and I wanted to highlight the following 2 videos on how information is so vital and how it can be presented this way and that way to make something look good or bad.
Yeah.
This is about the glass bridge that is now a craze in China, where tourists can walk on a glass bridge over a chasm or a very, very high peak. But here's the first video.
So what there? 不能，你往后边撤点吧。有没有我给你注意点？
出现这种裂纹都是受外力造成的，像那些尖锐的物品，因为这玻璃都是。
Okay, well, that is the first video, which did not explain the full story. It was presented in the Western medias, the quality of workmanship and so on and so forth in China as bad and so on. But actually, the full story was not told. No, that was presented in various Western media like BBC and CNN. So, a demonstration was then created, inviting the British Broadcasting Corporation to do the same, but with a sledgehammer. That first one was because a coffee cup fell on the glass and it cracked, but there was never really any danger. So let's look at the second video. This was sent to us by Friends of Panda. You saw that that Facebook page.
Okay.
So this is how they're going to assuage people's fears of glass bridges. Here goes.
Yes.
And it looks like you can see the top glass has shattered here. And the president is with me, so he seems to be reasonably confident. Should I take another go?
Yeah.
Another go? We're going to have another go? Okay.
7, 3,
Okay, I think I'm done. We're pretty good.
The first, the second.
And you can see there's some splintered glass on the top here. Oh.
That's it.
Do you know what? I think this might be safe.
Well, the message there is you're safe there, and the construction and the technology of China is reliable. But any reaction, any comments to both our friend Mr. Bong Antibola's message, and what else did we see? The tourism aspect of this.
Well, it's really very amazing that China can build infrastructures like that, including most especially this latest modern bridge made of glass. No? But I've seen buildings in China 50 stories high, where the top floor is also made of glass, and you are literally looking at the bottom pit of the building. So it's just normal, and what you are looking here is a technology that is really thousands of years old. Remember that China is the source of modern technology, even before the Europeans or Americans would discover their own technology and science.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the second segment. After this break, we will have news analysis from the Asian and emerging nations point of view. Okay, let's take this break.